Growing up with my drill sergeant parents were no joke. I was woken up with a shrill whistle at 6 a.m. every day, and my parents ran laps around the block with me before I got ready for school. My entire schedule was planned out with military precision, and even simple house chores became a boot camp challenge. You made your bed in 41.28 seconds last time. Let's see if you can beat your own record. They loaded me up with activities like chess, horseback riding, and classical piano lessons, so there was no time for play dates. Sure, I was lucky to have those opportunities, but it could get exhausting and even lonely sometimes. But my life took a wild turn in middle school. Just as I'd stepped through the gates after winter break, I got hit by a giant snowball out of nowhere, and then I was tackled to the ground by some girl I'd never seen before. Gotcha! You thought you could get away, Adrian? What? Do I look like a boy to you? Oh, I'm so sorry. It was an honest mistake because of your snow cap. Just as she helped me up, someone threw another snowball at me. It was this guy Adrian from my class. He's the one I'm after. I've known him since we were kids, and he is such a butt crack. You want to help me get him? You bet I do. I hurled snowballs and commands like a sergeant till Adrian was begging us to stop. The girl's name was Charlotte, and she just joined my class, and we became friends instantly, which was kind of weird because we were poles apart. Her parents were super chilled out, and Charlotte even called them by their first names. The three of them would have water fights all over the house and eat junk food for dinner in front of the TV. And Charlotte was the artist type who was into painting and music and always had her head in the clouds, so she didn't have the best grades. Meanwhile, I was used to getting all A's and was more of a nerd, but a very lovable one. When we got into high school, Charlotte fell in love with playing the guitar and decided to form a rock band with me as the pianist. She also added Adrian to the gang as the lead singer, and his bestie Caleb, our school's parade drummer. We called ourselves the High School Dropouts because it sounded cool. I'd always played classical music, but being part of Charlotte's rock band was so much more fun. Maybe I just really enjoyed it because it meant I didn't have to play alone. I became friends with the boys too, especially Caleb, who often asked me to help him out with math. And of course, I didn't tell my parents. They would never support me wasting my time on something non-serious like rock music. A few weeks later, we found out that our school was hosting that year's Battle of the Bands. If the high school dropouts could win the competition, we had a chance of getting famous. So we started practicing day and night. Everything was going fine till one night, my parents caught me sneaking in late from a band practice. And that's when I had to lie to them for the first time. I was at Charlotte's place for chess practice. Did you know her parents are national chess champions in Uganda? Yeah, they used to live in Uganda, and they've been coaching me and Charlotte for this big chess competition coming up soon. Oh, my baby is really taking chess seriously. I'm so proud of you. Now that I had my parents' blessing to visit Charlotte whenever, I was always over for band practice. But it was around this time that I started seeing her a bit differently. Before, we were best buddies who could even fart in front of each other. But lately, I've been feeling nervous around her. Like one time, it was only the two of us, and I just couldn't seem to play the notes right. Charlotte leaned over my shoulder and placed her fingers on mine as she guided me, and it sent butterflies in my stomach. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? I suddenly had this strong urge to kiss her, but the thought startled me so much that I elbowed her hard in the stomach instead. Oh my god, I am so sorry. My arm just spasmed. And that's when it hit me. I had a crush on my best friend. That's why I was being so dumb around her all the time lately. And sometimes I felt I caught a serious vibe from her too. A week before our big performance, Adrian invited us all over to his place for a jam session and a sleepover since we'd be practicing late into the night. I was sharing a room with Charlotte, and I decided I was ready to tell her how I felt. But Charlotte beat me to it. I've been meaning to tell you something, May. Gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay, here goes. I have the biggest crush, oh my god, on Adrian. What? Are you sure? I mean, we're talking about Adrian. He's a butt crack, right? Haven't you kind of hated each other since you were kids? Well, I didn't know he was gonna grow up to be so cute. And what's hate, really? Just a form of love. I sometimes can't breathe properly around him, especially when he wears that blue shirt. Have you noticed how it brings out his blue eyes? I really hadn't noticed. I need your help, May. Do you think you could talk to him? Just give him some hint that I like him so he'll ask me out, please. I just get so nervous every time I try to say anything. Do you know what I mean? Totally.